Hi, I'm Chad Stewart, Curator of History at the Charleston Museum. The museum's collection includes some of the most sophisticated Southern furniture from the 18th and 19th centuries, examples that are often composed of exotic and expensive materials. However, the piece we're looking at today is simple, composed of common, local materials made into a simple utilitarian form. Despite its humble appearance, the Edisto Church pew or bench is one of the most meaningful examples we have. It comes from the Presbyterian Church on Edisto Island, which can trace its history to the late 17th century. The congregation, dominated by wealthy planters for much of its early history, occupies a handsome Greek Revival building of circa 1830, surrounded by ancient moss-draped oak trees sheltering the graves of many of Edisto Island's early occupants. This stately building speaks more to the elite status of these prosperous low-country congregants than to the austerity traditionally associated with the Presbyterian architectural tradition more broadly. While the Doric column portico, Palladian windows, and paneled box pews on the ground floor give an air of stately permanence, these features stand in contrast to the simple cypress pews of the galleries, which were originally designated for the enslaved African American community held in bondage by their fellow parishioners seated below. From 1830 to 1861, enslaved people were relegated to the simple cypress pews of the galleries, segregated from, but within sight of their enslavers. Primitive and utilitarian in style, the gallery pews are simply made. A single 20-foot-long cypress seat and plank back rail are supported by simple vertical supports, no more than 9 wooden members in total. The congregational dynamic of a single congregation composed of free and enslaved congregants segregated by race within a single building was upended by the Civil War. After the fall of Port Royal and prompt arrival of U.S. troops on Edisto Island in 1861, the newly freed black congregants remaining on the island continued to hold worship services in the historic Presbyterian Church building. With the evacuation of the white members and the protection of Union troops, the black congregants moved to the ground floor and elected their own session, the governing body of a church in the Presbyterian tradition, and hired a minister to conduct services. This arrangement lasted until the end of the war and the return of many white Edisto residents. The federal government soon returned the property to the control of the white members. Determined not to return to the galleries, the black congregants established their own new church nearby and called it the Edisto Presbyterian Church. Both congregations remain active on Edisto Island today. The historic gallery pew, obsolete and unused by those for and by whom it was originally built, survives unaltered and stands as a testament to the resiliency and agency of a community who, once emancipation came, refused to be relegated once more to the antebellum galleries reserved for the enslaved. The Edisto Pew will go on display in the museum's new permanent Reconstruction-era exhibit in 2024.